In this week's lecture, we learned about physical health and how physical health is a result of our personality symptoms, but this is something that has been discussed throughout the entire semester. Um, but something that I found really interesting is the fact that having and practicing self-control in one aspect can improve your self-control overall. And one thing that I think about when I think about people wanting self-control over or practicing self-control over is exercise and weight loss and dieting. And I feel like a lot of people fail because instead of taking baby steps like the lecture says to do, they jump straight into it. And instead of cutting out junk food or fast food and for only a couple of days out of the week and eating home cooked meals or healthy foods the rest of the days of the week, they want to completely get rid of all the junk food they like and they just go straight into eating healthier foods or salads or foods full of protein, which makes them fail because they aren't used to those healthy foods and they're just used to eating junk food. So they're gonna get over the habit of wanting to diet and have self-control over what they eat more. Whereas if they took baby steps, then eventually they can improve what they eat and eventually they'll only eat home cooked meals and one day out of the week they'll only eat junk food, and even after that it'll improve their exercise because they'll want to maintain the healthiness they already have. So their exercise will improve and then their weight loss will improve, and overall like it's like a chain reaction. Overall they'll have self-control over a lot of more things in their life, and everything that they have self-control over will improve. And another thing that I found interesting from this lecture was catastrophizing, because I feel like I catastrophize a lot, and I think that one little thing going wrong will completely change the trajectory of my life for the worst. Um, and I feel like that's very pessimistic, and this makes me question, which also makes me question my conscientiousness, because I feel like I can be very pessimistic and I feel like one little thing can completely ruin my life. But I can also be very optimistic, and instead of thinking like, okay, like this one thing will ruin my life, I like to think that this one thing is like a hardship I have to face and greater things will come. Using the example that was said in lecture, the student who didn't sleep well, so they didn't do good on their exam, which made them fail the class, and then them failing the class makes them go on academic probation, and then eventually they'll get expelled from school. I can have a mindset like that where I think like me doing wrong in one assignment will completely make me give up hope and I just won't even continue school. But there's also times where instead of thinking like, okay, me failing this class is a bad thing, it'll make me realize, okay, maybe this major isn't for me, and it'll lead me to have like more variety in majors and lead me to have better options, which will probably make me happier in my future life. And this also makes me question my conscientiousness, because I feel like having being very pessimistic goes hand in hand with having low conscientiousness, but having optimism and high optimism goes hand in hand with having high conscientiousness. And I feel like I'm more in the middle, because there are things that were said in lecture that professor said are related to high conscientiousness that I have or I do, like putting your seatbelt on in the car, or not having issues with like alcohol, or not having issues with substance abuse, because I don't have an interest in alcohol or substance abuse. But there are moments where I can be very impulsive and I don't think about what to do. I just go straight into it and hope for the best, and that'll lead me to be more pessimistic. So I feel like my conscientiousness is more in the middle, but it also fluctuates depending on the situation. And I'm not sure if that's like something, maybe it is. But those are things that I found really interesting from this week's lecture. Thank you.